Hello and welcome to another episode of SirToshi's podcast. I have a new guest on with me today. I'll let him introduce himself when he comes on. Quite looking forward to this because these are all new people that we're meeting in the areas of BSV. So before we start, let's do the usual intro bit. Experience the best of both worlds today at betbitcoinsv.com, the best casino and sports betting on chain. Have a little flutter in private using the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Right, here's the music.
SirToshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the terror node, you'll surely see.
Here we go. Right, so we have a new guest. These podcasts are rocking and rolling. So I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but do you want to tell everybody your story in BSV and how you got me and how what we're going to be talking about today?
I will, mate. Thank you. Hey. Thank you for accepting my invite. I mean, it's actually your invite to me, but you caught me off guard. So I didn't really expect that we would do this today. I come totally unprepared.
It's all right. It's the best way. Yeah. Wing it.
Yeah, exactly. So you gave me the Uno reverse card. I asked you who you are a couple of days ago, and now I need to introduce myself. That's kind of funny. I think I'll stay a little private. Let's just continue with my Twitter or X name, Crnogorac.
Yeah,
actually
that's
means fine. Transliterated. It means the man from Montenegro, or like the you can say the black mountaineer.
Gotcha.
Not Mountaineer because it's not like I climbed mountains, but I come from the Black Mountains, so that's basically my name.
Yeah. So somebody in the Black Mountains region has heard of BSV and my channel.
Yeah. But technically, it's a bit of cheating because I'm originally from Montenegro. I live in Denmark, so yeah, I don't know if it really counts as somebody from Montenegro. I mean, I am from Montenegro, but I don't think that people in Montenegro really know about BSV. So,
yeah,
unfortunately.
Right. So you're you're in Denmark now.
Yeah, I am.
Hey, my show is going international. Check it out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So tell everybody about your Bitcoin and BSV story and stuff, because I mean there must be loads to tell, surely.
It is. There is. Sorry. I started in 2017. The first time. I mean, I probably heard about it before, but I made my Coinbase account in 2017 September. I remember that Bitcoin was about 3,000 euros. I always check it in euros because that's what I'm used to with the Montenegrin currency. And at that time, I thought, okay, I don't have 3,000 euros. I was studying and I didn't have the money to buy a whole Bitcoin because that's what I thought you had to do. I didn't know that you could actually split up the Bitcoin and buy less for less money. I mean, for less currency, for less fiat. So what I did, I actually bought 4 whole Litecoins. Because that's nice. What I thought, like Bitcoin is the gold and Litecoin is the silver. That's what they said at that time. Yeah, it is a little bit funny. So that's what I did. Went a couple of months. I got actually an apprenticeship in a workshop, automotive workshop in Montenegro. 3 months later, started in late December, and my Litecoins just like rocketed up from, I think it was 40 or 45 euros to 300 or something.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it was fun, but not really fun because here comes the funny story. I crashed my dad's car, so I had to pull out all the gains from my Litecoin to fix my dad's car. So yeah, that was part of life, I guess.
That sounds like an episode of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Totally, yeah. And then afterwards, I didn't really. I maybe kept my eye on Bitcoin and Litecoin for some time, but it eventually faded out until maybe this winter, January, something like that. I started reading about a bit about Bitcoin and looking at the charts and stuff like that. And then I came to remember that I remember probably sometime after, because I know that BSV wasn't around in 2017.
Mm.
So it must have been later, but I remember seeing the Bitcoin SV on CoinMarketCap. So yeah, it just didn't really like catch my attention at that time. I remember Bitcoin Cash from the beginning of Bitcoin Cash, but not really the Bitcoin SV. I'm not really sure, but then I started to read about it this winter, because everything is going to hell economically,
Yeah.
inflation and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, what about going back to crypto and see what we can do there? My plan was originally to pump some BTC, but then I started reading, and I don't even remember how I stumbled across your platform on YouTube, and I started looking at your videos. So I thought, wow, this is actually crazy. But again, there's a lot of info on the internet that you really need to check. So I didn't really, how can I say, believe it all in the beginning. I really had to do my own reading and watching videos and listening to Craig Wright,
Mm.
and my conclusion today is like BSV is the Bitcoin, and there's nothing
Yes.
that can change my mind.
Absolutely. And what was there was what was the kind of like nail in the coffin where you're just like, yeah, that is it. Nothing can change my mind now.
To be honest, I think because I've always been like, there's a little hidden, oh, what's it called? Um, Conspiracy theorist in me.
Oh
So
yeah,
I,
yeah.
al- I always go by the stuff that if everybody wants something or everybody is for something, then I guess that's not it. And when I
Mm.
saw that everybody hates BSV, then okay, that's it. That's it. Yeah, and I'm seriously like everybody's bashing BSV, even though the tech is like the best one. Then you know that something is up, and that's basically the nail in the coffin. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it when you yeah. I mean, the way you've just expressed it there is absolutely insane. So you've got Dogecoin,
Yeah.
Ponzi coin,
What what the
was it
fuck? Yeah.
Flocky coin, and all this crap, and and yet you've got Coinbase, Kraken, Bitfinex, Binance. All going,
Yeah.
we're going to delist BSV. It's like, hold on a minute. There are over 30,000 shitcoins out there.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
call out BSV. Like, what the hell is going on? You know?
Just because somebody doesn't like Craig Wright. So I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I've
yeah.
I've always been like the weird guy. I cannot really say that everybody during my whole lifetime really liked me. So, and not that I really care, but I really feel okay. So there's really no reason to hate this guy. Let's
Yeah.
say even if he is lying,
Mm.
even if he wasn't Satoshi. What the fuck? How? Oh, I don't care, man. Okay, some dude says he's Satoshi, and let's say he's not, and let's just forget about it. Why make such a big deal about it?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
really that's the display that says, okay, this is right. This is it.
Yeah, it is absolutely nuts because Craig has never asked anybody for any
No,
money
no, exactly, and
ever.
exactly, yeah, yeah, yeah,
It never asked for any investment, never asked for any money off anybody. All he's been doing is explaining the virtues of Bitcoin at scale,
yeah,
and that's
and
literally it.
explaining it better than everybody else. Like nobody can explain it like he can. I've watched some of his seminars with the use cases and stuff like that. It's crazy what the guy knows. Like, how can you
Yeah.
have such a great knowledge and somebody says, "Hey, you're not Satoshi." Like, what the fuck?
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
I'm totally with you on that one. I'm totally with you
Yeah.
on that. Like I mean, one of the things that kind of like the actually kind of really affected me emotionally, should I say, is when the narrative, yeah, because obviously it says on the white paper, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So I was like, oh, this is great.
Mm,
We've now got an alternative to fear, to securities fraud, which is
yeah.
economically toxic. And then suddenly these douchebags come along and they're just like, oh yeah, Bitcoin, not many use it. Bitcoin store of value, Bitcoin digital gold, Bitcoin hodl hodl hodl. I was like, hold on a minute. Yeah, you know,
That's not what it's about.
yeah, totally, and even you know, let's say kind of like you know, when they say Bitcoin a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, even if they just said, "Oh, this is our opinion that you're not meant to use it, and it might be digital gold," you know, you're not meant to use it. If that's an opinion, that's fine. But these bastards actually restricted it so you couldn't use it. It's like, hold on a minute, this means I don't have a choice. You know, what if I actually want to use it as cash?
Exactly.
When
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah,
telling
yeah.
me I'm not meant to, okay, yeah, okay, your opinion is I'm not meant to, but I want to, so do one. you know,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas when they actually take that opportunity away from you, I was like, this is totalitarianism. This is dictatorship. This is outrageous. And this was kind of
That
like
that
before Craig was on the scene.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's actually that reminds me of a couple of years ago when I wanted to buy some land in Montenegro. It was not that much. I sold some Tesla stock when Tesla was all-time high,
Nice.
and I had to transfer some money from the Danish bank account to the Montenegrin bank account. And the bank lady, I had the IBAN and everything was legal. Like there's no, you can see everything. I sold the stock. The stock went into my account. I wanted to transfer it to Montenegro with IBAN and everything, like everything totally legal. And the lady told me like, no, you cannot do that. And I asked like, why?
What?
What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I asked her why. What's the problem? You can see where the money is coming from and everything. No, no, but we don't want to have work to do or anything to do with the Montenegrin banks because they think that they are fraudulent and stuff like that. So they told me like, no, you cannot do that. And then I asked her, okay, so the only alternative I have is like to cash out at an ATM. And she said, yeah, like what about the fees? Yeah, you need to pay the fees. So I had to like take out about 6K of pounds, British pounds, about 8,000 euro. And I think I spent at least 1,000 or 1,500 euros in fees just because of the conversion rate and stuff like that. It's
Jeepers.
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah. So basically, it's not my money. It's not my earned money in my account. They have to tell me what I want to do with my money or what I can do with my money. That's basically what made me love Bitcoin to the moon and back. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's only one story. So when I transfer from my Electrum SV wallet to Rock wallet or something, it happens instantly, and nobody asks me how many bitcoins. The fees are extremely low. Everything happens perfectly, and that's not something that I can see in the fiat banking world.
Yeah, I mean, what you've just said there sort of really hits home actually, because you know, you've got there are some well BSV. Well, there's now a Swiss franc stablecoin created by one of the BSV wallet providers, and again, you can send unlimited amounts worth of Swiss francs in that stablecoin
Yeah,
because it's on the BSV network.
yeah,
You know, so and that's again how it should be, because basically the banks are now actually stopping you from buying resources. They don't, well, again, they don't want people to own anything, so hence 2030 you'll own nothing and be happy because we're not going to let you buy anything. You know, it's
exactly, exactly.
outrageous.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And just the fact that a bank lady can look at what I'm actually buying every day, what I'm
Yeah.
paying for. I mean, to be honest, I don't do anything illegally.
Mm.
But why do they have to like have a look into my account and see what I spend my money on?
Yeah,
Oh,
that that's
my fiat on.
yeah, that
To be
that's
to
what
be
I was
correct.
like. I was calling up a retail bank in my country, you know, and the guy over the phone was just like, "Oh yeah, I can see that transaction." And I was just like, "Holy shit! There's a guy on the end of the phone here, literally looking in my bank account." You know,
Mm,
this guy who I've never met before, don't know, only heard his voice over the phone, knows about my financial transactions and my
yeah,
dealings and everything. And I was
yeah.
just like, it. That was the first time it really freaked me out. I was just like,
It
how
is
much
crazy.
power? Because I mean, let's say I was loaded. I'm not, but let's say I was. and I had like,
You
a
are.
few.
If you have BSV, you are.
Well, hypothetically speaking,
Yeah. No.
if if there was like a couple of mil, in the bank, I'd just be like, holy! And then also they can freeze it. They can see how much money is in there, and they were like, right, let's just be an arsehole to this guy for no reason whatsoever. And there is
Yep.
nothing you can do. They can close your
Nothing.
account.
Nothing.
They can even confiscate it, and come up with
Yeah.
some bullshit excuse, which is what they're doing now.
Exactly. And the worst part is, I remember afterwards because the whole auto workshop didn't really go well, so I sold the land again, and then I brought the euros in cash to Denmark. And because you cannot really go to the bank with cash anymore, so they only take like Danish kroner. I had to like swap it on the cash, the black market, something like, where you just meet up with somebody and give them cash and hope they don't kill you, and then they give you
Whoa.
Danish, yeah, they give you
Whoa.
Danish kroner. And I went to the ATM where you can withdraw and actually also put money in the bank. And it was just under, I lost really a big amount of money with that auto. Financial idea there, but I had about 3,000 euros I had to put in my account. So I did that, and everything went well, and everything was okay. The money was in my account, and the next day she calls from the bank to ask me where the money comes from, and I was like, I just
Really?
didn't
They
want to
actually, they
go.
actually
Yeah,
called you?
yeah, they called me. Yeah. She called me to ask the
Oh
bank lady. I
my
don't know
god.
what she was in the bank, but she called me and asked where the money comes from. And I was like, I didn't want to go through all the explanation that I wanted to make an automotive repair shop, and everything went under and blah blah blah, and had to sell and make a loss and bring money up here and blah. So I just told her I just got what's it called in English? Sorry, the English is not my native language.
It's all right. You're doing well.
I told her I just got engaged, and then she said, "Oh, okay, I'll write that down," and everything was okay. Like what the fuck? So you're trying to make like money laundering. You're trying to make rules about it and laws, and people can just lie up to your face and you'll say, "Okay, check," and that's it.
Oh my god.
It,
Oh my
it
god.
is crazy. I'm telling you, it is crazy.
Jeepers.
And
That
I
yeah, that's
and
scary.
and to the worst part is this is not even like on a level of something that probably some other people who are maybe bigger in the economic picture and stuff like that. I'm just a regular guy. Like it's not like you said, I'm not a millionaire or something like that
Well, just just
yet.
just imagine how big their network is if they've actually got
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah, yeah,
spying on relatively small transactions.
yeah.
It's absolutely outrageous.
I have a family member who works for another Danish bank, and he actually works in the like money laundering or anti-money laundering area of the bank, and they are spying on people's transactions. Yeah,
Whoa.
and
Whoa.
he tells me that they have like potential money laundering accounts. So people that they think are money laundering, they have them on a list, like, and they're checking their accounts and stuff like that. Yeah,
Oh my
it
god.
is crazy.
They're going to be doing the same for vaccines sooner or later, ringing you up. Have you had your monthly bird flu vaccine?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jeepers.
Did
Jeepers.
you
Oh
get the
yeah.
jab?
Well, yeah, there was yeah, all those questions as well. Can did you visit Granny? Have you had this? Well, you need to come in for that, or else you won't be able to buy a loaf of bread down the shops. We all know what's coming. Jeepers.
It is crazy. It is really crazy, and I don't think that it's gonna get better. And that's why I'm afraid. I really believe in Bitcoin. It's crazy, but I'm really afraid that they're either gonna hijack it or that they're gonna use it against us in an evil way. If or when it gets adapted to the level that everybody will use it. I'm
Well,
afraid that they're, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, but yeah, I don't know what your opinion is on that.
the network is completely commoditized, and miners make money by processing transactions. So it's in their interest to make sure that transactions get processed. and every transaction has got a digital signature on it, which means that you and the individual that you are transacting with can identify each other, and therefore, if a dispute arises that you can't resolve yourselves, you'll probably end up presenting it to a third party if you want to. But obviously, both of you will be like, well, actually, we don't really want to get anybody involved, so you're going to try and solve it best yourself. Transactions are meant to be private. Like two consenting adults, really. It's the same thing with a business transaction. It's nobody else's business. Nobody else's business. And this is one of the reasons, I suppose, why. I got sort of like really emotionally done over with all the politics and all this, because I could see a mile away where this was going. Like, literally, if you've got a toxic medium of exchange that goes down in value, it means that small businesses are always going to struggle to survive and thrive, which leads us basically with one megacorp. And then, if we have no choice, we have no freedom. And that's it. That's why you need small businesses to be able to survive and thrive, because they're always coming up with different angles and services and products and all this kind of thing. Whereas if they have no resources, you're restricted to what one company wants to give you, what one company dictates as the market. And if they've got nefarious intentions, that could be horrendous. And I was like, if this carries on, this is where this is going to lead. And I mean, I still can't quite believe where we are now, knowing that I was thinking this back in 2017, that, something similar to what we're experiencing now would be in the pipeline. But did I think I was going to experience it in my lifetime? No way. But yet here we are in 2024 with banks looking at all of our transactions, having no bodily autonomy, the Nuremberg Code from World War II being broken and all that. I mean, holy shit, it is insane. It's insane.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So, I don't know where the future will go, but yeah.
And what's the sort of general appetite for, Bitcoin and crypto where you are? Is there, because I mean, like the FCA have banned residents of the UK from engaging in crypto buying and selling and trading, or doing their best to anyway. Seriously, like overstep their mark. But I don't know whether or not
that's crazy.
It's
that's
nuts,
crazy.
Mate. Yeah, it's
basically
nuts.
You cannot buy anything in Britain.
Not legally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it goes to show you how threatened they are by it. Personally, I think the reason they've done it is because there are so many people in the UK buying BSV because of me. That's what I like to think, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you came to Denmark through YouTube, so I think the general population in Denmark, they everything is free to buy from here, but they still believe in Bitcoin Core. So
really,
they don't. Sorry if you can hear my dog.
That's all right.
They don't really know about the truth. I actually met a guy with my. Sorry, not with my. I was with my colleague, and his friend is a big BTC guy. And I met him a couple of weeks ago. And I was asking him questions, basically like I didn't know anything, but at the end of the conversation, he told me, I can see that you know a lot about Bitcoin. I don't even know why you came here, but the explanations about Lightning and the transactions and Bitcoin cannot do anything at layer one and blah blah blah. Everybody's telling the same story, and it's crazy. And it's crazy that people cannot think for themselves and see what's going on. But I guess that's in every part of conspiracies or whatever you want to call it. I think the majority of people don't really want to, or isn't really ready to be plugged out of the system.
Wow, so you might be one of the only people in Denmark holding BSV.
I actually became part of a group a couple of weeks ago on Facebook, and maybe we're about like 100 guys or something like that. And I actually made a post because I come from the automotive industry, working as a mechanic and service. What's it called? The front desk man that brings in the car and blah
Oh,
blah blah.
yeah, yeah, like a
Service advisor,
valet,
I think.
valet,
No, 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 not valet. No,
chauffeur.
that's under mine, man. You cannot call me a valet driver. No, it's a service advisor, I think it's called in English.
Oh, okay, right, right.
Yeah, so I actually wrote to them like, guys, I do mechanic work, and if you want to, you can pay me in BSV because like Bitcoin it's not just like hodl and everything. You need to spend it and earn it, and that's how the economy grows. And like out of 100 BSV guys, like nobody, one guy liked it, and that's it. Nobody asked anything. So even in the BSV community, we're not really. What's it called together in this, like everybody's just speculating and hoping that the price will go up for, and that's actually what I like about Trump's comments, because the guy is actually right on some of the stuff he says.
Mm,
People like the regular people just want to see that the price go up so they can cash out and buy a Lambo.
yeah.
That's basically what the normal guys want to, and then you have people like us who actually want a better future for everybody,
Mm.
where everybody can have a part in the economic communities and stuff like that. But I'm really afraid that this is not the case with the majority of the people in every country in the whole world.
Well, that's the ignorance of money. People, and
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
because everybody confuse it. Well, nobody knows the difference between money and currency, and so
Yeah,
people think that they have money in the bank. They have got nothing in the bank,
they
literally
got a number on the
nothing.
screen. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
I mean
exactly.
that's the fraud that this lot are perpetrating against us, because they can just literally they can literally make they've got themselves into a position where they can make their own number go up, literally,
Yeah,
and then just
yeah,
distribute it amongst themselves. They must be absolutely pissing themselves, like, at what they've done and how stupid we are.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And the crazy part is everybody is like talking bad about the system and we need to have change or something like that. And nobody does nothing. Like nobody gets up and does anything about it. So I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Well, the
And
thing is that it's growing because you've been listening to my channel when you woke up, which is awesome.
yeah, 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 yeah. And to be honest, um, I wouldn't even want to say that I mean, you can say that I woke up because I just didn't know. I didn't know about the differences between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV and the core coin, the Cabal coin, like you
Yeah,
said.
that's right. Great coin.
Yeah. But the worst part is that even when you try to explain it to anybody else, they'll just say, "Ah, no, that's just a fork. That's just a fork." They even say that something forked off of Bitcoin. That's not how it works. Not at least how I have learned it. So you have the complete chain, the
Mm.
blockchain, and if one part wants to do one thing and the other part wants to do another thing, they just split. It's not like the one part forks off of something. You understand what I mean? They want to make it like the Bitcoin Cash and the Bitcoin SV basically jumped off of the blockchain and started its own. That's not how it works. So the blockchain splits and then they go forward from that time on. That's how I get it, at least.
So, are you familiar with the change in the legacy address?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the first legacy addresses has all started with one, and
That's
then
right.
afterwards they added SegWit and Taproot, and I'm not really that much into the technical specs of all these what's it called? Yeah, aspects of Bitcoin, but I know about the history about it.
Yeah, yeah. So,
So
well, this is one of the things that I mean, it took me a while to work out because nobody was explaining it. Um, because at the beginning there was all this excitement about a 51% attack. Like, oh my god, it's being 51% attacked. What's going to happen? Blah 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 blah. And I was just like, hold on a minute, like this doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because you are either mining the protocol and you are processing transactions and extracting Bitcoin
Or
from.
the protocol forks, like
Well, you're
there's
either
there's no,
extracting it from the protocol and you can
yeah,
see that that protocol is the genuine one because the wallet address begins with a number 1.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah,
when BTC forked off, when as soon as they implemented SegWit, the legacy addresses started beginning with the number 3 or the letters BC, and
yeah,
when
exactly.
Bitcoin Cash was created on the 15th of November 2018, their legacy addresses changed and started to begin with P and Q, and I was just like, holy shit! So the only way you can tell that you're actually mining the genuine protocol is when your legacy addresses begin with number 1. But even if you're processing transactions on BTC and their legacy addresses beginning with number 1, the fact is you're on a restricted chain. So
Yeah,
so you're still
exactly.
screwed. So it's
Because
literally,
that chain is not used anymore.
yeah, it's well, it's still restricted to 7 transactions per second, but
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah. But I just meant like if you're using, you cannot use the old, let's say pre-SegWit BTC. That doesn't exist anymore, right?
yeah, yeah.
It exists as BSV, I know, but if you're looking at BTC, you cannot use the old one. You need to use the core coin.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah, yeah, because it's a completely separate chain now.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
So if you've got any data that you've got on BTC is absolutely screwed. Yeah,
yeah.
if you've got a pre chain, like what are they, a pre chain split coin, well, unsplit coins as they say, then
You get all three. Yeah,
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 yeah. So you've still got all 3. Well, or more than that. I mean, crikey, you've got like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Platinum, Bitcoin Private, Bitcoin Yellow, Bitcoin Green, Bitcoin Atomic. I mean, jeepers, there's like a crazy number of forks that have actually come out of it, and you've got all of them. Not that they're really worth anything now, but yeah, if you haven't got data on the BSV chain,
yeah,
you're going to be pissed sooner or later when you find out what's going on.
yeah. Exactly, exactly.
So, do you have any? I mean, have you ever heard my predictions as to what's going to happen when the miners suddenly see um, Terra nodes?
That's actually also one of the nails in the coffin because when you have the block rewards happening every 4 year,
Mm.
at the end you don't have any block rewards. I mean, let's say theoretically that the BTC price will go so much up that the half BTC they'll give as a block reward is some money or some fiat. Then maybe they'll continue, but I'm with you on that they don't have anything to do with it anymore because they cannot sustain themselves with zero fiat in the block rewards.
Yeah, I mean, have you actually tried explaining this to anybody?
Yeah, but most people they're just like, okay, this guy's crazy. So I
Oh my
tend
god.
tend to try not really that much. I have one colleague at work who is also. I think we are already considered the freaks, and if the other coworkers heard about what we are speaking about or talking about, they would think that these guys need to be locked up somewhere a long way from here. Yeah. That's what I meant with the conspiracy theories. So yeah, yeah. I'm not really in the beginning when I was younger. I tried to tell everybody, oh, the the 9/11 was a hoax. It was fake.
Yeah.
They planned it, and you try to explain everything to everybody, all the different rabbit holes, and as the years passed by, I was just thinking, oh man, it's not worth the energy. I'm knowing it for myself, and if somebody is interested and wants to have something explained, I'll use the time to tell them. But I'm not really the Jehovah's Witness guy in crypto. So yeah, yeah,
Oh, well, that's awesome. So, like, this has been a really great chat, mate. This has been like fantastic and refreshing, especially knowing that
Yeah,
my show's going international and that there are other people listening to me. Do you think
I think.
are there any? I mean, any rumors on the grapevine of other people going, oh, because I have actually heard other people going, oh yeah, yeah, really like your show. I've had friends of mine. I was talking to somebody else the other day. He said, oh yeah, I had somebody call me. He goes, one of my friends called me up and he said, have you heard this guy called SirToshi that's been chatting, talking about BSV? And they were like, yeah, 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 I know him. And they were like, oh no way, yeah, I listen to his show like every day. So there seems to be I'm sort of like developing a hardcore group of followers who actually understand what I'm saying, and they're just like, holy shit, this guy's nailed all the questions that we had, and he's spot on.
To be honest, I think it will be really good for you to expand your channel and invite people and have a chat with them. I know that some people will be different, and maybe you will maybe have somebody on your show that is maybe not a BSV or something like that. But I think you can grow your channel with inviting different people that you don't even know, like me. Basically, I didn't think that you would invite me, but yeah, here we are, and yeah, all the videos count, man. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is good for you, and also for the BSV community. I actually heard listened to some of Tim's videos before, and I actually also saw his comments where he asked you, when can I be on your show?
Yeah.
And I was listening yesterday, and I was like, yeah, man, that's fantastic. So Toshi is actually serious about this community, and probably one of the only serious guys here. So yeah,
Oh, well, yeah, yeah. I mean,
this
one of the reasons I do this show is because literally when I first started out in Bitcoin, honestly, it was so lonely and nobody knew anything. And I was just like, where do I get any of this information from? Like, somebody's got to have it somewhere. Like, where the hell is it? Who can I go to?
yeah.
And literally there was
But
there was nothing. There was nothing, and it even took like probably like years later. One of my friends was just like, oh yeah, well there's actually a billionaire investor who's set up a media company called CoinGeek who support like genuine Bitcoin. And I was like, really? Really? Oh, you're trying to tell me there's a billionaire owns a media company and I've not heard of it and nobody else
yeah,
has? I was like, this is absolutely insane. Like, somebody somewhere is holding back on the information. They're either holding back on the information, so they're just producing absolute bullshit content, or they actually don't know themselves. And they're just completely ignorant. And this is actually sort of like what I found, which is why I was just like, you know what, people need this. And I had this kind of like thirst for knowledge when I was first starting. Oh my god, the amount of crap I listened to was just
yeah.
unbelievable. Like, oh god, what's his name, Chico Crypto, the Modern Investor, obviously, Peter McCormack, and
Cringe,
Lynn
cringe,
Alden.
cringe.
Oh yeah, massively, mate. Well, even like the Winklevoss twins, and Andreas Antonopoulos, and Seyfedin Amus, and I was just like, this just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't get it. What am I missing? All these
Yeah.
shit coins out there, because like, Chico Crypto used to be promoting all these different coins and the different consensus mechanisms they ran on, and blah 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 blah, and there was like Vitalik Buterin and people's opinions on Ethereum, and then XRP being backed by the banks and all this kind of stuff. I just remember thinking, what is all this? There is something that I'm missing that I don't get. And there were all these people doing trading shows, and they were like, oh well, if the line goes up here, it means that it's going to continue on, and if the line hits this support, it means that it's going to stop, and then it's going to go down a little bit. So I tried all that, and it was absolute bullshit. I was like, you told me it was going to hit this line and the price was going to go up. So I went in thinking the price was going to go up, and the price went down. And then when he told me the price was going to go down, it went up. And
Yeah,
I was just like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And that's kind of like why I ended up doing, well, all of my own research and drawing on my own resources, and eventually tracking down Craig. Craig was the only guy who actually said anything that I agreed with out of all these shitcoiners. You know, I was just like, oh,
Exactly.
actually, there's a guy that's actually speaking sense. He's just like, yeah, he's talking about using it. He's talking about scaling it. He's talking about the fact that it gets its value from everybody wanting to actually use it, and therefore you have to make it usable in order for everybody to use, and then you get the increase in value from people buying it because there's a use case for it. And I was like, you know what? That's the most basic and most common sense thing I've ever effing heard. You
Hmm.
know, and there was nobody else saying it. Even, I mean, I guess even sort of Roger Ver had an idea about, you know, he's like, look, Bitcoin is meant to be cash, Bitcoin cash, you know, blah 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 blah. But then there's another one who doesn't understand what money is. You know, he's like, oh yeah, well, you know, it needs to be anonymous. And I was just like, well, hold on a minute. If it's anonymous, then who is holding those who control the network to account? That means they've got complete carte blanche on this. You know, you need to find a network where there is common accountability, where no one can do anything on the network that nobody else would know about, where everybody's accountable. So you've got developers and users all holding themselves equally responsible. You know, and
Yeah.
then which is why you get this chain of digital signatures, which creates common accountability, which means it's still a commodity. And I was just like, this is it. You know, so again, I was pissed off with Roger, and again, you know, even Craig. I mean, again, you know, this is all things that you hear. I'd heard that Craig had actually offered Roger to show him the private keys for Block One. You know, the Satoshi coins. Craig was actually gonna do that, and Roger was like, "No, don't want to see it. You know, cash has to be anonymous." And so he didn't like the fact that Craig was going on about no, Bitcoin has to be private in order to bring everybody into the network. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
even Rod. I mean, and then Roger showed everybody his shitcoin portfolio, and I was just like, oh my god, you know, there was all sorts of shitcoins in there. You know, Litecoin and XRP and just all the usual bullshit. And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. This guy doesn't have a clue what he's doing. You know, he's trying to diversify his portfolio, thinking that he's being risk averse. Where in actual fact, he's just basically, you know, basically buying shitcoins because
Yeah.
he doesn't actually understand what Bitcoin is. You know,
Exactly.
jeepers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna come as a. I mean, in a way, I almost like I know what's gonna come, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. But at the same time, like, oh my god, there are so many people that are just gonna get absolutely annihilated by this because it's now what, a $2.5 trillion fraud. I mean, jeepers, it's the biggest financial fraud in history.
Think about if all that fiat was actually on BSV.
That's where it's going to go. There's nowhere else
I,
for it to go.
I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree. But it either takes it will probably take some time and some people to walk around and talk about BSV as Jehovah's Witnesses or something like that. I don't know if the majority of people are ready. I don't know. I mean, maybe in the flash of of a blink or something like that, that people will say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get BSV," but then I think that then it will be too late. I'm not sure.
Well, I'll tell you. In fact, I will tell you what's going to happen. So the miners chase profit. That's all they do.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the
yeah.
the miners are the biggest bag holders of Bitcoin in the world. So if you were to put all the world together, I would say the miners have probably got 70-80% of all the Bitcoin between them. You know,
That's
in
crazy.
comparison to the rest of the world. So all you need to do is incentivize the miners because they're the largest bag holders of these coins. So if you've suddenly got a company like Aerospike using the Bitcoin network and requiring 300 million transactions per second on the network, and then the block fee goes absolutely through the roof, all those miners are just like, hold on a minute, that's what we need. We need to be able to economically sustain our mining operations. Oh
Yeah, exactly.
shit. You know, and there's only, I mean, even now, if you were to believe the figures on live CoinWatch, there's only $5 million worth of BSV available, and they're holding billions of dollars worth of BTC, billions. You know,
What's funny is this Monday when the price got down quite a bit, I was actually trying to buy some BSV on Rock Wallet, and I think it was 5 or 6 times that the transaction just didn't want to go through at
Wow.
the yeah at the lowest point of that day.
No way. There was somebody else who also had difficulty then as well. You're not the only one.
Yeah, so I had to basically buy some. I hate that I need to admit this, but I had to buy some tether on Coinbase and then transfer the tether to the Rock wallet and then swap the tether for BSV. And yeah,
Well,
I
you got to
also
do what you got to do, haven't you? Really?
yeah, exactly. I don't like tether, but yeah, I had to do that because yeah, I think maybe it was this was the bottom end, and now we're just going up, and probably we are, but it will maybe take some time. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it probably will take time, but literally the moment Terranode goes live on the mainnet, and you get a large corporation like Aerospike using it because they actually need the service that the Bitcoin network provides, which is immutable data of their customers' transactions. You know,
Hmm.
literally that is it. And this is actually why I suspect the powers that be are going to desperately try to install a totalitarian one world government before the end of this year.
Yeah,
They're gonna bring in another another virus like bird flu or all this kind of shit.
something that will crash everything. Yeah, I believe that too. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it's gonna be. Yeah.
Oof. How? What was your I mean, what was your experience during COVID? Was there did you get a kind of mania where you were, where everybody was like, anti, all those like, trying to create a war between the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers and all that?
Yeah, exactly. At that time, I actually worked at Tesla.
Did
And
you?
and at that time you still had pretty cheap flights from Malmo in Sweden. That's basically 20 minutes away from me with the bus.
Hmm.
And they have a cheap flight from Malmo to Belgrade in Serbia. So I actually traveled a lot to Montenegro and Serbia at that time. Like to be honest, every third week or something like that because it was so cheap. So why not go there for the weekend?
Yeah, great.
That was actually December 19th. So and then they started talking about the virus and everything was what's gonna happen and I traveled basically all year in 2020 and everybody was like, how are you traveling? And I actually started I started a company in Montenegro to just get the work visa and work what's it called in like the permit for work
Hmm.
and stay. So basically I could travel from Denmark to Montenegro all the time without any restrictions because I was a citizen in both countries. And
Brilliant.
yeah. So I didn't really see any difficulties
Hmm.
with the masks. I went to my doctor immediately and told him that I cannot breathe with a mask. So he wrote a paper that says this man cannot breathe with a mask. So uh, during work, everybody was wearing masks and I wasn't. And they weren't really happy about it. But what can they do? Like,
Yeah, good on
kick
you.
me out. And yeah, that's it. Like basically and where you needed the PCR tests and stuff like that. Some guy made a site, the Danish site, where basically you type in your name and your civil registration number, and it basically makes an official negative PCR test. I, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. That was really the test for IQ, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Everybody else was like, have you seen people sit alone in their own car wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
isn't that crazy?
Oh, yeah.
That's nuts, man. That's nuts. And I'm looking, sitting in the car like at the light regulation. What's it called when you're at a stop? And looking to the right or to the left, and somebody sits totally alone in their car wearing a mask. What the fuck's gonna happen to you? Sorry for my language. Like come on, man.
I
And
know.
when you see stuff like that, then you just know that this world is so fucked. I'm sorry again, sorry for the language, but
That's all right.
that's the word I need to use because that best explains what situation we are in right now.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So
I
yeah,
remember seeing all those crazy videos of people like jumping in the sea and in the swimming pools wearing masks.
it's just fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah. I think
And
the funniest one was where you had that orchestra and they were all playing the saxophone or the flutes or the recorders, and they cut holes in their masks so they could just play the
yeah,
instrument
yeah,
and
yeah,
blow into it. I was like, this is. I
yeah.
mean, I remember sending that to yeah, some of my family members who were wearing masks, and I was like, do you see anything wrong with this? Like honestly, and I didn't even get a response because they were just like, oh, he must be being sarcastic and all that. But I'm just like seriously, like how? It's just,
It's
I mean,
like they
it's
don't
mind
breathe
blowing.
through the instrument. Like it only goes out. The air doesn't go in again.
Oh well, it's
It's crazy.
refreshing to hear somebody else of that opinion as well, because it was kind of
Ah,
like
man.
we were so heavily censored and suppressed, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and we will be even more. I mean, you remember when Djokovic was kicked out of Australia, the tennis
Yeah,
player?
yeah, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they still wouldn't allow him to play in the U.S. Open.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Unbelievable.
if you're not doing how we say, there's going to be consequences, and not only because he's of our nationality, but I actually like the guy because he really stands up for his own thoughts and for his
Mm.
own beliefs and everything, and I think that everybody should do that, but I think that not many people actually do that
Well,
in the world.
you know what I hope will happen in the future. The idea is that if I'm doing this show and I develop like a core following, in the future, when the price flips, there will be people like Novak Djokovic maybe listening to my show. Who
Yeah,
knows? They might even reach out. I might be interviewing Novak. I'll be like, hello, mate. Welcome to the show.
yeah.
Well done on your Olympic gold medal win, finally. You've broken the curse, you
It's
know?
actually funny when I worked at Tesla, I looked up his name in our registry of customers, and I actually found him in the system.
Really?
His whole address in Monaco and everything. He had a 2014, I think it was, Model S and a newer Model X at that time.
Wow.
At that time, yeah, yeah. And it was funny in the info part of the customer base database. It said like very VIP customer, very important customer. That was funny. I
Wow.
don't know if it
Well,
was if that was really legal to do, but yeah, whatever.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, well, the thing is though, if people know that you're like a fan, or are you like from Serbia then? Because that's where he's from, isn't it? Or
No, 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 no.
Montenegro.
I'm from Montenegro, but actually Djokovic has roots in Montenegro. He was born and
Oh,
raised in Serbia, but his granddad is from Montenegro. So
got
yeah,
ya.
he's second generation Serbian, but originally also from Montenegro. There's a
Well,
lot of history regarding Montenegro and Serbia and the Balkans completely.
mm.
And like you have psyops in Bitcoin and in every other topic in the world. You also have uh, psyops in the Balkans about nationality and stuff like that. So everything is not really as it seems.
That's true. Well, the thing is, oh well, I mean, do you want to join BSV International as like a profile representing your country?
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Why not?
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Of course.
That would be yeah. So basically, you just create another profile on X. Send me two pictures that you think represent the country that you're in, and then the idea is that as this thing grows, if I get if people are following my show, and I'll be like, oh right, well if you're from Montenegro or Sweden or Denmark or whatever, here's
Yeah.
go and have a chat with BSV Denmark, or go and have a chat with BSV Sweden, or go and have a chat with BSV Montenegro, and just build
Yep.
groups, so kind of like
Yeah, and the
information networks.
community. Yeah, 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 exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so now I know that you're a fan of Djokovic. When he DMs me on X in the future, I'll be like, mate, come on the show. Let's all three of us have a bit of a chinwag on us, because
Yeah,
he'll be starting out like everyone else, not having a clue what it is.
that would be great.
Yeah.
Then he can teach us tennis, and we can teach him about Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, yeah. Wouldn't it be great if we actually, like, say you've got Djokovic and Federer, literally probably two of the best tennis players that the world has ever seen. We could get them on a show and give them a Bitcoin match. Like, who can pick up Bitcoin the fastest? Who can explain
Yeah.
SHA-256? Who knows who Craig Wright is?
That would be great, man.
Do a little
No,
competition
seriously.
between them.
Seriously, I think that if you could make your channel grow to that point, I really wish you the best. I really hope that you can do that.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I'll get Lewis Hamilton and George Russell on the show. Like, right then,
yeah,
boys,
man.
we'll have a quick fire round. Let's see who's the fastest out of you boys.
Shoot for the stars,
Exactly.
and then we'll show Trump that he's not right.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. That'd be good. Well, mind you, I think Tramp just loves coming on the show and just like stirring shit anyway. So even if I got a celebrity on the show, he'd probably just come up and give him some shit for, for no reason other than he needs to get something off his chest.
Exactly.
Oh, mate. Well, mate, this has been awesome. We've been going for 55 minutes, so
That's crazy.
we'll leave it here. And well, if you want to come on again, obviously you've got my DMs on Signal, so you can just message me, and then we can either do a part 2, or if you've got more information about BSV growth in Denmark, or you've got anybody in that group who wants to know the answer to some questions, just let me know.
That's the deal.
All right, mate.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. I've actually really enjoyed this chat this afternoon. So we will leave it there. Hope you all enjoyed the show, and we will catch you all later.